Hey friends, happy Monday. We have had multiple episodes in a row now that have focused heavily on the astrology of the week ahead. And I love doing that sometimes. I don't want to do that all the time. There are already lots of people who do week ahead or some form of astrology related podcast like that. So today, still going to be astrology based, but it's going to be a little different. We are in the period that we call Mercury retrograde. We did an episode already that talked about what that is, what that means. Now let's talk about what we do with that information. Part of our growth is not just learning new things, it's integrating it. It's figuring out how do we practically apply whatever it is that we're learning. So with Mercury retrograde, it gets a bad rep for things like tech glitches, can't talk, Mercury retrograde, tech glitches, communication mishaps. But I always look at it is an opportunity to rest, reset, review, revisit a specific area of our lives. This is a time that is less for pushing forward on things and more for pausing and asking questions about a specific area of our life. We can look at which sign Mercury retrograde is in and say, okay, right now it's in Pisces. So, what related to Pisces can I be reviewing? And then, if you look at your birth chart and see where Pisces is, you can see, okay, that house is going to have to do with a specific area of life. For example, I have Pisces in the 6th house. So, that's all about work, my daily habits, health, things like that. So I am looking at, okay, one, making sure that anything related to health, daily habits, work, I'm being extra careful in my communication. But then two, I'm also just revisiting how am I showing up in alignment with my true self in the area of work and daily habits and health, because it's in that 6th house. And then how am I showing up as my true self as it relates to the themes of Pisces? Intuition, spiritual, mysticism, the ethereal, being able to kind of go with the flow with creativity. All of that is very, when we think about like stereotypical Pisces energy, that's all Pisces energy. So those are all ways that you can look at this and really go, okay, is the life that I'm living aligned with who I really am? And do I need to be making adjustments in this area of my life, whatever that happens to be? So let's talk about a few questions over the next 10 days, 11 days from when this comes out. You've got about a 10-day span that is going to be really good for you to check in with yourself. On March 20th, Pisces is going to station direct. It's 11 days from now, from when this is being released. And that's also the start of Aries season. We start a new zodiac cycle. Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. So this is just a great time to go, all right, I know there's a new cycle coming up. So let me be sure that I'm really, like we've been talking about, really, really extra clear on who I am and how I'm living in alignment with that person. So start with the big picture. Think about two things. What is working well in your life right now? And what's not working well in your life right now? Look at where Pisces falls in your chart. If it's, whatever house it's in, if you're not sure what that house stands for, do an internet search. What does the first house, second house, third house, whatever it is, stand for in my birth chart? And then you'll get some key words for that house. Think about that. What's working in your life right now? What's not working well in your life right now? You can think about your career, work, relationships, your own energy and well-being, your health, your creativity and expression, your communication, and the impact that your communication might have. All of those are great places to be thinking about your own kind of big picture alignment. If something's working well, what is it that's working so well? Why do you think it is that it's working so well? Give thanks for it working so well. If it's not working well, let's look at your purpose, your needs, and your gifts, your sun, moon, and rising. Those might be good clues on why it's not working so well right now. not going to give you all the answers, but it's always a good place to start. Think about how you feel about those areas of your life, because when you feel energized, when you feel fulfilled, usually that signals that you're in alignment. If you're feeling drained, resentful, bitter, stuck, confused, whatever, that signals misalignment. So notice those patterns, and then let's get more specific. Thinking about your purpose. This isn't just your job. It's not just what you go out and do, but it's really the impact or the contribution that your life is meant to make. So for me, for example, my son is in Aquarius. Aquarius is a little bit rebellious or renegade. It breaks from tradition. It forges a new path. Its symbol is that pouring water, pouring life out to the community. So my purpose has to do with breaking from tradition. It has to do with forging a new path. It has to do with bringing life to those around me. Now, that doesn't mean that everything I do is going to fall within that category, but I know that if big picture wise, I'm not doing something that allows me to shine in those ways, I'm not fulfilling my bigger purpose. For me, that again is where most true you comes in. Everything that I do here really allows me to embody my purpose, which is that forging a new path, right? We together have been unlearning so many old traditional ways of thinking and living and creating new ways of doing that is fulfilling of my purpose. Yours is different. Look at your sun sign. Think about, are you doing things that feel in alignment with your purpose? And questions that you can ask, even if you don't know much about your sun sign. When is it that you feel like you're doing something that actually matters? Because when you feel like what you do matters, that's a really good indicator that you're in alignment with your purpose. Where do you feel a sense of meaning or contribution? Whether that's at work, at home, in a creative endeavor, with your community, whatever it is, where is it that you feel like you are able to contribute to something beyond yourself? And when do you feel proud? When do you feel proud of the work that you're doing? Again, it doesn't have to be your career or your job work, but just in general, when do you feel proud of yourself? That could be at home, that could be with your friends. But all of those are indicators of living into your purpose. And then if any of those are really hard to answer, it might be that you need to spend time looking at, are you in a lot of your time feeling purposeless? And if yes, be honest about that. And then be honest about, is there one thing that you could do to help you feel that sense of meaning, to help you feel that you're contributing, to help you feel that what you're doing matters to you? And not, I don't want you to just be thinking about if it matters to those around you. That's got some importance, but it has to matter to you first. Sometimes when we pause and reflect, we realize that the work that we're doing, we have kind of drifted into roles at work, at home, with friends and relationships. Somewhere along the line, we have drifted into a role that no longer reflects who we are, and it can feel like purposelessness. So get clear on that. The next thing that we want to look at is our needs. Your needs allow you to feel safe. They allow you to feel fulfilled, to feel satisfied in your work. This is connected to your purpose, but it's different. It's the kind of what you go to, the way that you live and function that's like your comfort zone, a lot of times is connected to your moon sign. For me, it's rules. Working hard and following the rules feel very safe to me because I have my moon in Capricorn, and Capricorn likes structure. It likes diligence. It likes determination. It likes challenges, and it likes knowing the rules. Not because I necessarily like to follow the rules all the time, but knowing the rules allows me to know what the structure is. And it allows me to know if I'm working with the structure of a given company or group of people, whatever, or if I'm working against that. So that's where I feel safe, is when I know the rules. Whether I choose to follow them or not is a different question. Because my Aquarius sun, remember the rebel, sometimes chooses not to follow the rules, but I need to know what they are. But that's anyway, I feel safe there. I feel safe following rules. I feel safe working hard and taking on new challenges. Think about that for you. What environments help you thrive? If you don't feel like you're thriving right now, if you don't feel particularly safe in the work that you're doing, if things feel scary around you, think about a time when life or work hasn't felt scary. And what was it that not only didn't feel scary, but actually felt safe? We are globally in a time that is scary. As of the recording, we're about a week into a brand new global, not brand new, but a new iteration of global conflict. It is scary. And I can still feel a certain level of safety because my needs are being, because I know the rules, because I know the structure, because I can still work hard. It's going to be different for you. If you have a Cancer moon, for example, that's going to be a much more emotional sensation. For me, it's that action. I need to take action on something. Cancer, you might need to feel something. So think about what environments help you thrive. And then what environments do you feel emotionally supported in? Or conversely, where do you feel depleted? So think about that. Where in your life are your needs being honored? Where do you feel that through safety, through satisfaction, through security? Where are your needs not being honored? Be honest about that. That's a hard one because we're really used to meeting other people's needs. We're not as accustomed to meeting our own needs. The first step in that is knowing what they are. So once you know where your needs are being honored or maybe where they're not, then you can decide what would be one step closer to that. And then our third one, of course, our rising sign, our gifts. The lens that we view the world through is a gift that we give to others. These are things that come very, very naturally for us that maybe don't come so naturally for others. They're things that people probably thank you for on a frequent basis. You can ask yourself questions like, what do people consistently come to me for help with? Because you, with your rising sign, with your unique gift, you have a way of seeing something and being able to help in a specific area that just comes like a heart language to you. Something that feels easy for you, but maybe hard for others. Something that you feel very confident and capable of. My rising sign is Libra, so I feel very confident that I can recognize when there's not peace in a specific situation or with a specific dynamic. What I have gotten good at is helping to bring peace to that. It's something that I'm very good at. It's something that I highly value. However, it doesn't come naturally necessarily to others. This is why a lot of times people will come to me and they'll say, I need to have this conversation with an employee or a coworker. How do I say it? How do I bridge the gap between what I want and what's actually happening? Because sometimes there's a pretty big gap. That's something that comes naturally for me with my rising sign in Libra, not necessarily everybody else. Maybe your rising sign is Virgo, and what comes really naturally to you is, hey, I can really efficiently get something done. I can take a look at something and instantly know where it's not efficient and how to do it better, how to do it more efficiently, how to bring organization into that. That's something that is a gift that you bring that not everybody else has. I'm not efficient. Efficiency is not one of my strengths. Can I be efficient? Sure. It's a skill I have developed. It is not a natural gift for me the way that it is for folks who have Virgo rising. So think about those questions. What are people consistently coming to help or coming to you for help with? What might feel easy for you that others say is hard for them? Where do you feel confident or capable? Those are signs of what your gift is in really practical terms. And think about, are you able to do those things? Because if you are, then you are living in alignment with that. If you're not able to use those gifts, then you're out of alignment. Again, be honest about that. Be honest about, are you able to use your gifts? Work, home, in your relationships. All of those are areas that we want to be able to bring our gifts to. Okay, Mercury retrograde. It's not here to punish us. It's not here to blow up our lives. It is here to ask us to rest, review, revisit, take a look at these areas, and then make sure that you are going forward from that space. If you want to end with just a couple of, they're quick questions for me to say. They may not be quick for you to answer, but these would be great for you to spend time with. Just complete the sentence. One way I can reconnect with my purpose is. One way I can better honor my needs is. One way I can use my gifts more is. Just one way. And it can be just one of those. Reconnect with your purpose, honor your needs, use your gifts. One thing that you can do for one of those three. Those small shifts will create powerful change, right? If you've drifted out of alignment, all you need is just a little 1-degree turn to help get you back, right? A 3-degree turn is going to get you there faster. You can pick one way for each of those, but even a 1-degree turn is going to help. Let's use this time to get to know ourselves again, get to know ourselves better, because that's how we begin doing things like hearing our intuition. Again, Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Pisces is a very intuitive sign, but you've got to know yourself. Knowing your purpose and your needs and your gifts helps you to hear your intuition, because then you start to go, oh yeah, that makes sense, because my intuition is saying, don't do it the old way. And now I know my purpose is breaking tradition. Whereas previously I would have said, wow, my intuition is saying, don't do it the old way, but everyone else is telling me to do it that way. So I should probably do it that way. Do you see the difference in that? Okay, if you want to understand your purpose, your needs, and your gifts more deeply, your birth chart gives you this information and insight, your sun, moon, and rising sign. You can download the Cosmic Confidence Guide on the website. It's mosttrueyou.com/guide. You can also book a mini reading. You don't have to do a full hour of full chart reading. The mini readings are really accessible ways to get great insight into your sun, moon, and rising sign, into how you integrate them. I think a lot of people read about this, but then they go, yeah, but how do I integrate that? How do I actually live in alignment with that? That's what those readings are for. It's a dialogue. It's me being able to go, hey, here's what I see, and reflect back to you what I see about you in your chart. And then you go, oh, yes. Because a lot of times it is harder for us to see it for ourselves than it is for somebody else. So those mini readings are a really great way to do this. Okay, friends, we have 11 more days of Mercury retrograde. We have 11 more days of Pisces season from when this is being released, right? Mercury stations direct, Aries season begins on March 20th. So that's coming up. Until then, this is your time to really, again, rest and review. If you can rest and review, you're going to be doing so in alignment with the energy that's at play right now. Sending you so much love, and I hope you have a blessed week.